Hi, I'm Silas, a fourth grader at VanGorden Elementary School. I've heard grown-ups talking about property taxes and a word called millage a lot lately. I've also heard them mention my school district, but I don't understand what they're talking about. I set out to change that. Here's what I learned. School districts don't make their money like a store does. They get their money from day-to-day operating expenses, which they call funding, from these three different places. 57% comes from local property taxes, 31% comes from the state of Ohio, and 12% comes from other local sources. Over time, our residents have voted to approve 64.14 mills for Lakota's operating expenses. That's the most tax revenue our school district can collect. By the way, mills or millage is the amount people pay property taxes on. 1 mill is 1/1000th of $1. Every property owner has to pay taxes on their land and buildings. The Butler County Auditor's Office sets the appraised value of property in our county. Now this is important. The appraised value is not necessarily the amount of money that you can sell your property for. I learned that my parents don't pay taxes on the appraised value. They pay taxes on the assessed value. The assessed value is 35% of the appraised value. Let's do some math to calculate what my parents have to pay. I love math. Remember, we're talking about the tax assessed value of our property, not the appraised value. Let's say that your house and property is appraised at $100,000. Multiply that by 35% to get the assessed value. Now divide that number by 1,000 so you can calculate the dollar amount per mill. Finally, take that dollar amount and multiply it by the number of effective mills, 23.3 in this case, and that's how much of your taxes would go to my school district. Did you know that the last time Lakota asked our community for more millage was back in 2013? That's the year I was born. Phew, that was a lot. But I hope it helps you understand this millage thing. Thanks for supporting kids like me and Lakota local schools.